most unpopular opinion of the day, I am certain. Because of a friend of mine in West Memphis.
Preface.
Yeah, because a friend of mine in West Memphis, one of the kinds of beer that I'm particularly a fan of is room temperature Busch.
Oh, that's weird.
Just plain Busch beer. Warm. Not warm, but room temperature.
That's weird.
And it just, we would pound them. We didn't sip on a beer. We would get a beer, we'd crack it and just chuck it down as fast as we could. And room temperature Busch goes down really easy.
I'm sure it does. It's ridiculous. Unnecessary, too.
You introing it up for us?
Yeah, I don't even know what date it is because we fucking changed the dates and shit. I don't have my phone on me. It's fucking dead. What day is it first?
Sunday, April 14th.
Yeah.
2019. Dun, 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 dun.
Nice intro. I like that.
Oh, yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Jason's asking.
Like it's the daily Show over here.
We need an eagle that sounds like a red-tailed hawk.
Dude.
What's wrong with an eagle like? Oh.
Dude, I
They
miss
like
Steve
chirp.
Colbert.
No, eagles like chirp and tweet. Red-tailed hawks are what makes the piercing screech that everybody thinks an eagle does. That's actually a red-tailed hawk. Oh yeah. So our first thing to smoke, provided by the Ricky Bobby, is the SPP Shatter Joint Vanilla Kush.
Want to read off some numbers on it?
The last 4 weed stores in a row I've gone to and said, I want your best infused pre-roll. All 4 of them in a row have handed me an SPP Shatter Joint, which is partially coincidence that all 4 of them happen to have that same product.
It's
but
not.
They did.
Everyone who has SPP, all the bud tenders always say SPP.
So the numbers on here don't exactly add up. The THCA is 35.9. The THC is 32.8. Technically, these should be separate numbers that when you burn it or smoke it, you add them together. THC is inactive. No, THC is active. THCA is inactive. But it says total cannabinoids 38.5. If the THC and THCA numbers are correct, the total THC should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 68%. But that would be
It's a good mild.
just the shatter in it, maybe.
Yeah.
It'd have to be an awful lot of it in there to be 68%.
It's a good mild starter. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know, if you put a gram, well, there's not going to be a gram of shatter in this. It wouldn't smoke.
Yeah, there's
So
not.
that's a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's definitely.
I put a half a gram of THCA crystals in a joint, and it was hard to smoke. And those smoke way easier.
Stupid
than
and unnecessary.
it was fucking stoned out of my mind, and it was me and another bud tender and both of our spouses. It takes a lot of weed to get those people stoned.
You could use half that much THCA.
What?
THCWA.
Washington.
Yeah, bro.
That's the next cannabinoid. THCWA. That'll be a weed store.
I cannot wait.
That'd be a super hipster weed store that only a few people get the reference.
4 people that live in this area.
This joint's heavy. It hits like dab every time.
Dabsky.
Smoky Point.
Smoky Point Productions. I like these guys. They jointly sponsored the after party at a after a Lemon Haze event that me and my boy Ricky here went to. They sponsored it with Mad Mark, and that party was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was crazy.
When we got there, the first thing that we were handed was a wooden frame that looked like a hand with 5 fingers, and it had 5 joints on it leading into one mouthpiece at the back. And somebody had just lit all 5 and was like, "Here."
And
that was the first thing.
A lot of pictures with that.
Yeah. that was a good party.
We got so many people high out that. So we were passing them around too? Everybody that knew that showed up, we were just passing them?
They hired a magician. Who came there, and he bombed. He was actually all right, but he kind of bombed. But I did pretty good for the magician because I had this electronic nectar collector I was sitting there hitting, and he was like, "This is amazing. Where did you get it?" And I was like, "I bought it at my store."
That's what I said when I first saw it.
He's like, "Where's your store?" And I'm like, "Kirkland." He's like, "Ooh, I live a long ways off. I'm never going to go to Kirkland. What do you want for it?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Man, I mean, what do you offer me?" He's like, "I'll give you $50 for it." We sold it at my store for $35, and I get a 30% discount on that. And I was like, "Here, I'll buy another one tomorrow. Here, man. For sure, if you want it that bad, you can have it."
Dude,
that was a good
really
party. All in all, it was a good party.
Dude, he was really good. It just, man, when you have that many people that are that
everybody
stoned,
was so ridiculously
everybody,
stoned.
dude.
Nobody could pay attention.
And they were
and follow
passing
what he
out
was
some
doing.
of their edibles that were incredible. They were really, really good edibles. They were passing them out to everybody. Everybody was eating them, and then
all free. All free. Just here, take our shit.
They had free low temp dabs.
Yeah.
So you could go there and just take free hits.
What do you want? Indica,
No
sativa?
problem.
Which strain are you looking for? Here, it's free.
Yep. So everybody was so ridiculously high that, I mean, we were paying attention. We were like, "Oh, we got it. You're a magician."
We can't
All right,
follow
go,
the
man.
performance aspect of it. Because
Yeah.
he's trying to be a showman and leave you in suspense. And if you're that stoned, if you're in suspense for more than about a second, you're like, okay, what's going on over here? Like,
Dude,
it's hard to hold that many people's attention.
Dude, it's hard.
Especially when there's another guy going, "Hey, do you want this free dab?" Yeah, man, I'd rather have that than a magician.
Dude, I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
It's rough.
He's all right.
Dude, when is Hempfest coming up? So we can
August.
get into the back.
I believe it's August, teens or 20s. It usually is.
Every time we go to Hempfest, we always have free water and free food, and we sit in the back with all the speakers.
So the last several times I've gone to Hempfest, I used a couple of different methods, but
Well, the very first
we
time
managed
we
to
we paid the full $200 donation and got backstage passes, and so we were backstage. That was the very first.
That was the very first time. I'd been to Hempfest many times before that,
Yeah.
but I just wandered. I literally every year I go to Hempfest, I buy as much weed as I can. I take it with me to Hempfest, and I smoke it with anybody who looks like they're not stoned or who wants to smoke more weed. It's my goal to just go get people stoned. I just go take a bunch of weed and smoke it. Every year I'm like, ooh, you know what, man? Especially since it's become legal. Man, I could buy this like really cheap ounce and I could go make some money, and then I never do. I always think I could go there and make some money off stoners, and then I go, I'm just gonna go smoke weed with stoners.
It doesn't. You're like, when you get there, it's like there's so much more to do. I don't want to be trying.
I don't want to be trying to work my hustle right now. I want to be enjoying the festival.
Exactly. There's so much. There's food and different stuff. Have you been to Hempfest?
Yeah, a couple times actually.
Yeah. So the very first year we went there, we met of some Marley relative who comes, and then but we were there, so we got our backstage pass, and we're like, all right, so we're gonna go Friday. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so we're like, all right, we're gonna go Friday. And so we go in and we get the backstage passes, and we go back there, and we sit there, and we kind of right outside. There's basically this backstage area right behind it, and then back there's another area where all the speakers and there's free food and all that stuff. Where the green room is.
Yeah, I just blew that.
And so basically we went back there and we just set up shop right outside of where the speakers were, and we just set up and started smoking with every single person we possibly
At the edge of where we were allowed to be.
Yeah. Every place we were allowed to be. I think we were only supposed to be back there like an hour. Something like that.
Yeah, they let us go, but we were supposed to be able to be backstage for 420 on Friday.
Yeah.
That was it. And they didn't give us passes. He took us back there. The head guy took us back there and then left us and was like, here, you're in, but if you leave, you can't come back because you don't have passes. So good luck.
All right.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Stay as long as you'd like. So we stayed the whole day.
So we stayed the rest of the day. Yeah.
And it was in this first area that was a more public area, not like the green room where the speakers and performers and stuff went.
This is like where there's bathrooms and like.
This was like a communal backstage area before the private area that had a separate security guard.
And that's what we're trying to get everybody so possibly good. We're like, hey man, you wanna come smoke? We're getting speakers. We got people from different lawyers that were all about cannabis rights. They were coming over smoking with us. Finally, we got the security guy on a break.
This is before legalization.
Yeah, so we were smoking with him. I had medical, so and we were going and we were trying to just press everybody we could and find the head chef,
the cook
came out. And I was like, dude, I smell that back there. I mean, that stuff smells really good. They're like, dude, please hit this. Like, come on, we're trying to get. I mean, as many. We literally have different jars,
all our weeds laid out on the table, all kinds of bombs. Everything. We literally just laid everything out to try to look impressive, and everybody was like, "Hey, what you guys got going on?" It's not
just smoked with anybody we possibly could. And he comes out, and basically he was just like, "Hey, you guys hungry?" And we were like, "Yeah, dude, that sounds fucking great." And so he was like, "Oh yeah, just come back here, man. I'm the head. I'm the cook. Like I'm the guy that cooks all this. Just come back here." So we go back there.
He takes us past.
He takes us back to security guy. He's like, "Hey man, they're good." And we go up there. There's a buffet of food. I mean, there's fruits and different types of like snacks and everything over here.
Little sandwiches and then a crock pot of little smokies and shit. Like
tons of
all
food.
kinds of
like,
different.
Wow, this is awesome. So we're like piling, getting all our food, and we go back out. So we're eating and doing that. Now the security guy is letting us go back and forth. Now he sees we're cool, obviously. He lets us back there. And we keep going back. And at the end of the day, we were smoking with the chef again. Isn't that how it worked? And we were just like, hey man, thanks for the food. Like, super appreciate it. And we gave him some weed. And he was like, hey, you guys coming back tomorrow? And we were like, yeah. He's like, all right, well, here's my pass. You guys can come back tomorrow. It's like an all access, like black badge. And we're like, all right, sweet. So we go back the next day. Same thing. They let us ride in. No big deal. Perfect. Walk back. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Sit back down. Do the same thing. And then we go back to the other two stages that were there. Go back and see what we're back there. And I mean, it definitely wasn't as cool as the main stage. But there's some other bands. You remember you met some of the other band members, but I don't remember.
Yeah, one of them. I wish I knew the name of the band. One of them had multiple different like wind instruments, and
so they're white, is what he's saying.
Actually, this guy was Asian, and he was actually. I may just be perceiving him as such because he was making origami, but he made he said he could freehand anything in origami.
That's pretty dope.
And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, name an animal, name anything. And I was like, a giraffe. And he took him like 4 pieces of paper and got it all together and made a perfect fucking origami giraffe. It was ridiculous. It was like this tall. It was like 9 inches tall.
That's dope.
And I was like, I'm at Hempfest. How the hell am I going to get this home?
Right.
But that year we paid.
He was Asian. I have a picture of him.
He was?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I'm
You're not racist.
I'm not
today.
right at this moment.
Pretty much white. The other 3 members are white. One of them has a shirt off. Dude, the after party.
Is that a white thing?
The after party. Remember that?
The what?
The guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The after party. You got to tell them about
that we got to go to. Well, you got more access than I did because you were medical, and they had a fucking fondue fountain of infused edible chocolate that you could just go grab fruit and put this edible, like medical edible chocolate.
Dude, it was delicious.
It was ridiculous.
There was a whole bunch of different artwork and stuff in the green rooms. And these are all different speakers and
art that was made by the.
I mean, that's just chilling, sitting out there.
Yeah.
But we were just all camped out. We had bongs and pipes and different. I mean, we probably had 8 or 9 different pieces of stuff.
All with in the tent things, not a tent, like awnings, all over the place, and everybody was underneath them, so you were sheltered. There was a breeze through because they had it all set up, so there was always airflow, and just a bunch of people sitting around smoking ridiculous amounts.
And that was in 2011. So, was it last year?
I went last year.
We went, yeah. Well, I went with you last year.
That's right. The second day after I had got the pass.
Dude, I had one of the most embarrassing. I mean, it wasn't even super embarrassing, but it was like a super uncomfortable moment happened when we were backstage. Because again, we were backstage.
You want to make sure people realize that?
Yeah, I want to make sure we need. This is the level of access we get people. We're super important.
I'm super sneaky. Do not let him lie to you.
Just at Hempfest, we're super popular, and
we are super popular.
No, but so this woman is like talking to this lady. And we're sitting back here in the backstage of Sealy Black, stage 2,
yep.
Something like that. And
not the first stage, the second stage.
There's a tent covering it, like an awning or whatever. And I
said that.
No, I know, but this is at the second stage over here. It's the same thing. And there's like a couch over here on this one side, and then across the room, probably 14 feet away, there is another couch. And this woman had a short skirt on. And I'm just sitting there, right? We're smoking with like a couple other people. We're smoking with the guy who is named after the stage. We're smoking with Sealy Black. We didn't realize it until like a couple minutes later.
Right.
But we're smoking with the guy, okay? And this woman is over there, 14 feet away, talking to this other lady, wearing this really, really short miniskirt. And she goes to sit down, and she's like probably 6 foot. And these couches are maybe like 3.5 feet off the ground. So, of course, she sits way back, and it is clearly obvious she has a pink song on. Like, there's no mistake in it. She's wearing a white dress, and it is right there in my view. I'm like, oh. And I immediately noticed because she like sat down. I was like, oh, I'm like staring in the direction, and she sits down like, oh, and I like look away, and as I look away, she like catches me looking as I'm looking away. So I'm like, no, and then she immediately stands up and just like, and then like leaves, goes around this other way, and I was just like, what the fuck? I was just sitting here. I was trying to be nice.
So you're saying you were leering, you pervert.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate you getting all that out of that.
You make stories much longer than they need to be.
Yeah, dealing with a stalking claim now.
Right. No, I can't say that.
They definitely had better stages. They had 4 stages this last year. And one of the stages had a half-naked lady out in front of it. With the boyfriend trying to collect money from the crowd. It was an interesting arrangement.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This year, I went by myself on the first day.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And I took every bit of weed I could put together, concentrates, everything, in my little carry box. It was probably... I've been collecting it for a while, so it's probably $500, $600, $700 worth of shit. And went to walk in. Well, they're searching all bags. And they're telling everybody, you can't bring anything in a glass jar. If you have a glass jar, you have to dump it out. Okay, most of my shit's in glass jars. A lot of my concentrates are in glass jars, and I'm like, no. So I was planning on sneaking backstage anyway, so I'm wearing my lanyard from work around my neck, with like my current work badge and like 3 or 4 old work badges. Literally just a pile of badges and shit hanging off a lanyard. And I go to walk up to the thing and they're like, oh, are you a vendor? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, okay, just go right on through over here. Didn't search me, just ushered me through. Yeah, totally a vendor. And I was like, wow, man, feel that privilege. And walked all the way straight in.
His lapel privilege.
Right. But like really, I just didn't get looked at twice because I look just as plain as I fucking can. But
you have a bunch of lapels, and you came there with like a professional looking bag that was clearly set up to carry weed.
Right.
And there were other circumstances behind.
Okay.
You just being able to walk in.
All right.
Hashtag your white privilege, but it's fine.
Anyway, I walked in and went to walk to the main stage, like to go to the backstage, and I looked up there, and the dude sitting at security was like, I'm talking like laser-eyed focus, salty dog, been there for a minute, and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna go try to slip past him. This does not seem like a good idea. I'm gonna make a circuit around. And I went and walked through some booths and come back. And I'm telling you, it was the polar opposite. It was some much younger kid who was covering him for a break or something, who was like looking around like this, like he was kind of lost. And I just walked in and he was like, yeah, you're good. Gave me a thumbs up. And once you're in, nobody checks you. So I just went in and sat down and started smoking weed. And here in a little bit, one of the guys who had been there that first year when me and Rick went, came back there, and he was working for HempFest, and he was one of the security people. And he's like, hey, man, what are you doing? And I'm like, sneaking in places I'm not supposed to be, like always. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I just snuck back here. I'm not really supposed to be here. You want to smoke a bowl? And he's like, yeah, here, man. And hands me an all-access badge. He's like, don't sneak. Just take this. And I was like, dude, my wife's coming tomorrow. And he's like, here. He gave me one for her. And Ricky came the next day instead.
Dude, was pretty dope.
Yeah, it's pretty much you're his wife now.
Yeah, whatever.
By 420 law.
Yeah.
That's
Dude, that is a fair point that I didn't consider these multiple times. But I got us in first. So,
he did. You got us in the first time
fair,
with money. And had we not, I did put some of that money in, but had we not put that money forth to get in that first time, I might not have
known.
Right, I wouldn't have known
to do that.
To attempt what I did.
You go there.
I tried to get other people to go with me.
Yeah.
I took other bud tenders and tried to get them to go backstage with me, and they went to HempFest and walked around and were like super sketchy, like, "Ooh, I don't really want to go back there. I'm nervous. I'm like, you have an all access badge. They don't ask for ID. You're not sneaking. Literally, wear this badge and walk with me." Yeah. I don't know. I don't really want. And literally, one of the bud tenders just flat out refused and never did even attempt to go backstage because she said it just weirded her out. She felt like she's doing something she wasn't supposed to. Another one.
That's the fun of it.
Another one. They didn't go until we had been there for like 3 hours and we were kind of running out of shit to do besides go backstage. And they were like, we need to go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay, look, you can either walk about a quarter mile that way or you can take this badge and walk 50 feet over there and go backstage to the porta potties you can see right there. Okay. So I gave them both of my legitimate badges. They both went backstage. I waited 2 or 3 minutes and I walked back with fake badges again and was like, okay, now you guys are back here. Do you feel better? Can we go eat some of the free food now, for God's sake? They literally been buying HempFest food off of vendors and stuff. I'm like, guys, stop.
Dude, I still
This should be free. What are you doing?
Dude, I still go buy vendor food. Don't get me wrong. But you want the
You know what? I always like to get those people who are like, we got for real Southern barbecue shit.
Yeah.
I like to get those. Because they always got the
You're still buying stuff
and good music.
You're still buying pieces. You're still buying merchandise.
No, every year,
buying stuff.
Every year I go buy shirts.
It's nice to have that watermelon when you're super dry mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you want a pineapple or something, dude, it's perfect.
Really, big bowl full of fruit.
Dude.
Like meat and cheese tray, nuts tray, fruit tray, and then different cook stuff that changed throughout the day according to what the cooks wanted to cook.
Big snacks.
Dude, the first year they had like burritos and nachos. It was not as good this year. Or the last year that we went.
The best thing they had, I think, was they had sandwiches and Little Smokies.
Yeah. Which wasn't bad. But then the other stages, like some of them had weird like finger food. Like
hummus.
Yeah.
What?
But there wasn't any like crackers or anything. There wasn't anything to eat it with. And then one of the places had just like a bunch of like chips and like bagged. Basically, they just went to Costco and they got a bunch of stuff and just like dumped it in a bin and was like, "Here, you guys can have this."
Bags of nuts and chips and
it was actually legit.
Like you had taken a rack at a gas station and just dumped it in the bin.
Pretty much. Just robbed a 7-Eleven and they're like, "All right, cool, we got everything we need."
No, luckily for me, stoners don't seem to rob anything.
That's true.
I have that same box that carries hundreds of dollars worth of weed every time I go to an event. is I have left it sitting and walked away from it because I'm a fucking stoner on multiple occasions. I've never had anyone touch it, pick it up, nothing. In fact, I had one person sit a little ways away from it and watch it. And when I came back, I left it for like 20 minutes at an event and forgot about it. And it was like, and went running back out there and it was still sitting there. And there was a guy sitting a few feet away staring at it. And he said, I saw you sit that down a little while ago, but you walked away too quick. I've been watching it. Dang, man. Dang. You want to smoke a bowl?
Dude, so
Stoners are honest.
I read this thing the other day, and I want to see what you think.
I think
All right?
that it is
I'm gonna
sexist
slaughter
and
this,
racist
so
and
I
homophobic.
apologize. Cassowaries are similar to emus and stand up to 6 feet tall and weigh up to 130 pounds. Black body feathers and distinctive bright blue heads and necks. All right. The San Diego Zoo's website calls the cassowary the world's most dangerous bird with a 4-inch dagger-like claw on each foot. The cassowary can slice open any predator. This is quote unquote. Like, this is what they're saying on their website. Can slice open any predator or potential threat with a single swift kick. Powerful legs help the cassowary run up to 31 miles per hour, the website says. To obtain a mandatory permit, the blank, you're going to guess what state this is in when you hear the story in just a minute. Fish and Wildlife Conservatives require cassowary owners to have substantial experience and meet specific cage requirements. She said the commission lists the cassowary as a type of wildlife that can pose a danger to people. So 75-year-old victim was killed at 10 a.m. in the morning. Can you guess?
A.m. in the morning?
Yeah, 10 a.m.
Hold on, can we stop and address that for a moment?
We can.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that crawls all over me to hear somebody say a.m. in the morning or p.m. in the afternoon.
Serious.
It's unnecessary! So people know how to tell a story. What's wrong with you? They're saying the Sahara Desert. Shut up, get on with it. Much like now.
The deputy's chief said, my understanding is a gentleman was in the vicinity of the bird and at some point fell. When he fell, he was attacked. He was rushed to the hospital and he died, which is terrible.
So he got jumped by a bird.
But he got jumped by a bird. Can you guess where they allowed a man to breed these birds?
Texas. It's gotta be Texas.
Guess again.
California?
Georgia?
Who are the dumbest people in all of the United States?
Texas, I said that. I'm sorry.
Florida.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just like straight up, piss off the largest landmass in the U.S. behind Alaska.
It's alright, 6 people.
Sadly, you're second, Texas.
6 people own property in Texas, so it's fine.
Yeah. No,
everybody else rents.
Unpopular opinion. Fuck most of Texas.
Yeah.
Not Austin, though. You guys are cool. But everywhere I go, people are like, are you from Texas? No, fuck you. I'm not from Texas. Nobody ever guesses Arkansas because fucking nobody's from Arkansas.
No.
Dude, who wants to be? I mean, does anybody even claim to be from Arkansas except for you?
Only when asked.
I don't know why you even would say that. You should just say like Louisiana or something.
No, I know that. I'm certain. It's because I've heard the playback. And because I'm not totally stupid. I know that I come off with a bit of an accent, but this is nothing like when I moved here. My accent was much thicker when we met, wasn't it?
It's definitely a lot worse.
It was much, much thicker. I talked a whole lot slower, and I had an accent about like this when I first moved up here.
But he sold incredible to ladies.
I'm telling you. I'll tell you what. Them little old white ladies would just buy anything I told them they needed for their car. I'd walk out and go, howdy, oil change for you? And they were like, shut up and take my money.
It was crazy.
Because I had a super, super thick accent then, way more than I do now. But I wasn't like stupid or poorly spoken. I could still pronounce words.
Right. Just extra Southern?
Yeah, just extra Southern. Because my mom was a Yankee. That's what we called it in the South. there were people, and then there were Yankees. That was people from north of the Mason-Dixon. Yeah, it was still that way. But no, my mom was what's called a damn Yankee because she came from the north and stayed in the south. That's a damn Yankee. She came from Missouri, to be fair. That's the north, as far as my state was concerned.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen secret military bases, James?
I don't know.
We'll find out after this commercial.
Oh, that's great! Okay, let's smoke another kind of weed.
Might as well make a stupid segue.
Segways are stupid, now that you mention it.
Dude, well, the guy that invented them died.
On a Segway. Well, technically, he fell off of it before he died, but...
He might have held on the whole way, bro. He might have, was trying to ollie it and was trying to get, a killer jump.
Maybe he rode that bitch down.
Dude, he might have gone off a jump. Just jumped in. Dude.
Just biffed the landing
I
a
have
little.
been on many a Segway.
That's what it was. He just biffed the landing a little.
I don't think I've ever been on a Segway.
Oh, I've been on... That's white privilege for you.
Yeah.
I have been on many a Segway. Probably at least
Hey.
4.
If you guys want to put in 20 minutes worth of work sometime and have balls of motherfucking steel, we can ride my death trap out there. All you do is air up the front tire. It's stupid,
Manually,
scary,
though.
fast.
You gotta blow into it.
No.
Whoa.
No.
You gotta,
It is stupid, scary, fast.
it is.
At any given speed, if you pin the throttle, it will straight up pop a wheelie. So you have to be easy on the throttle or purposely pop wheelies and ride it. I don't have balance like that. But the guy that sold it to me built it specifically for doing tricks. It's a GoPed. It's like an off-road GoPed.
A GoPed.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
It's
weird.
got a 49cc engine, 2-stroke engine on it. And, man, it's quick. It'll only do about 30 flat out. But, man, I'm telling you, it'll get there shockingly fast. And any speed up to 25, if you pin it, it's going to stand up and pop a wheelie because that's what he designed it to do.
We do want to thank James for being a part of this podcast today. We appreciate all his input and his wonderful musings.
Shout out to me.
He's doing a great job.
Shut up, James.
He's doing the best.
Fuck.
He's doing the best he can is what I'm
Bro,
trying
it's
to
been a
say.
long morning. I'm fucking high.
I feel it,
Well,
dude.
also, we're sitting here, telling stories about our past that he can probably just barely relate to.
Yeah.
That's
let
true.
alone...
I'm just trying to picture this giant fucking picture you guys have painted.
Which one?
It's a mural, really.
It's a huge mural.
Interesting. We do have to get back to the secret government bases, though.
Fuck your government basis.
Before the government bases, we have the new weed.
Shout out to
A
New League.
segue to the segue. I like it.
So, before government bases, we will be smoking a bowl of Sugarberry from Area 51, which is the B-Bud division from Artisan.
B-Bud.
You know weed. Artisan's good weed. It's very tasty weed. Yeah, it's just it's not that they're smaller, because as you see from the jar, they're really freaking fat nugs. It's basically something that they've outsourced or gotten cheap. Something like that.
Fucking monster buds.
They're really...
Dude, they look really good.
The bud he just
Smell
pulled
really
out
good.
is probably 2 inches long and a solid inch across everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fat. And this is out of a bud that was $100 ounce.
Yeah.
In my store.
Nice floral smell. Still a little sticky. Real fresh. Good.
It's not bad.
Good foam squish to them.
So, but on
Did you
top
say who
of
this
this,
was by? Did you say the company?
Area 51, which is a division of Artisan, I'm going to put a concentrate called Sour Bruja. It's just gorgeous. It's also very fucking difficult to work with. Because it's
Does that mean witch?
like little rocks of Christmas. Or
Isn't that what that means? Witch?
quartz.
Where?
I think so.
That means witch. It's like little witch.
Little witch. Where are you getting this info from?
Sour.
Oh, sour witch?
Sour witch. I think you are correct. Is Bruja witch?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
You're looking that up.
I could. It's Also an added noise put into songs by often Punjabi singers and Punjabi music. So just so you guys know.
I'm taking a little. What the fuck was that? Don't do that to my.
Yeah. This comes over here. Doing things.
Yeah, Bruja. Is which? Killing it with Google. Look at my Googling skills.
Fuck your Google.
Hey, I'm killing it. What is that little flaming... What is that not a flamethrower? Flamethrower.
It's not flamethrower.
Why is it doing that?
Probably because you're turning it upside down, man.
Maybe it worked. I've done that a bunch of times with it. It's never done that before.
No, maybe
Wow. Technical difficulties, David. I
don't know,
cannot
right?
believe you. We're trying to get to a story here.
Yeah, if you notice, the beer opens and drinks perfectly.
Oh, fuck off.
100% accurate.
No fuel required.
Yeah. It is as labeled as beer.
He's got mad points.
In case it sounds weird, David's over here
It was
trying to
just-
blow up his hand with a fucking
Hey, how you feel about the woman
The woman.
who's Muslim? She's Islamic. In the Senate, she's talking about all
I
stuff.
forgot her last name. What's her last name?
I can look her up.
Yeah.
Forget her name.
It's like Iman.
Is she Islamic?
I don't know how to say her first name either.
Yeah.
It's like Iman Omar?
Iman Omar, yeah.
Something like
that's
that?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Whoa.
I don't really know any of her policies. I don't really know.
How do you feel about what she said?
No clue.
What did she say?
Here.
Obviously,
Here
he
we go.
doesn't know.
Here we go.
Hey, how about one of them can jobbies?
Take me down this road.
Well, it's supposedly fake news that was taken out of context.
Oh, God.
But
Pitch me one of them can jobbies over there.
Mm-hmm.
One of them cans.
Mm-hmm.
I'll save them for you. I know you don't like them better.
Ah, it's okay.
Oh, it's a big boy, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta earn it.
It's all a conspiracy, anyways. Flat Earth.
So nothing?
Flat Earth
Okay.
for life. No, I mean, we can.
Alright. Well, fuck you and Flat Earth then.
We can.
Hey,
She said some people did some things on 9/11, basically referring to that.
Some people did what?
Some people did some things in reference to 9/11.
Like old George W?
What did he say?
I don't know.
any
George,
number.
I just thought that was
Hey,
a joke.
hey,
Was
There's a
George
lot of
Bush.
concentrate on that.
That was just
The Lord of the Black People said so.
that was just one of the top
Are you
conspiracies.
serious?
That is the most. That
Why would
is the
you put it on
funniest
Podcoin?
thing ever. Mike Myers' face when Kanye said that. It's still just thinking of that cracks me up. Just him saying that and going, "What?" Just,
You know what?
huh?
if you looked at his and my text log for probably 2 years,
Yeah, easily.
multiple times a week, if not once a day, one or the other of us would literally just text the other one with no context. Fuck Kanye West. Yeah, man. Fuck Kanye. Really. Just
Damn, why are you guys so
Because-
anti-Kanye?
Dude, I was anti-Kanye from the beginning. Dude, I started the train,
No,
and
why-
now I'm coming back on the other
Why
side.
can't you leave Kanye alone?
I'm kind of,
man,
Yeah.
fuck him.
Yeah.
He's like the epitome of a rude, inconsiderate prick.
You know what?
Kanye alone.
that was.
No, he's a rich, entitled piece of shit.
I think he has
How
grown
do you
since
rich?
those days. I would like to say that I think he has grown since going on stage and
You know what? Maybe he has, but I haven't seen it. Maybe I'm not looking close enough,
you know,
but
there
I
was-
haven't seen
there
it.
was pre-mom
There was a
and
classic-
there was post-mom.
No.
There
Not
after post-mom, which is understandable.
To be
I
clearly-
feel like he's starting
not
to,
fuck his music. Lots of people
I
love
feel
the
like he's starting
music.
to get back to being a little more.
Whatever
sane.
music does it for you, great. Fuck him as a person off stage. Everything I've seen of him seems like he's kind of a piece of crap.
I don't think I've actually seen him do anything super, super bad. He just does dumb shit. But it doesn't really
It's
hurt anybody but himself. Right?
well,
Is what he's doing
I
worse
mean-
than doing heroin at your house
It could
Yeah.
every single day?
yeah.
David
You're not
thinks
hurting
that's his
anyone.
angle, so
By all
just-
means, I endorse that. If you
You
want to
just
sit at
stay
home and do
inside.
heroin by yourself until you die, do it. If that's what makes you happy,
That's pretty fucked up.
you're not hurting anybody but yourself.
Kanye's not hurting nobody by himself. Just
No, he
going
is.
Going out
He is.
and being-
He's
He
doing it in
influences
public
people.
in front of thousands, millions of
influencer.
people, and he is doing things to other people
I don't know.
in front of millions of people.
He's probably paying some people. Yeah.
Man.
Not,
He's
he's
look,
influencing
Look,
millions.
from what I hear,
What?
he is holding church up in the mountains.
No, I'm not saying.
I'll give him a minute.
I'm not
See what
saying he's
happens.
amazing, but
We'll see what happens from that.
there's no need to be anti.
We'll see what happens.
He had a phase. Okay.
Did have a phase.
You know what? Maybe he came out of it on the other side, and he's all right. I just haven't looked in a long time. His face was pretty bad.
I think he's just super misunderstood.
Ooh, ouch! Really?
Yeah.
Bro, he's so much more deep than you
There's-
know.
there's-
He's so much more deep
I
than
don't
you
think-
There's
I
a
don't
level
think
of
it's more
Kool-Aid
deep
here
either.
that we hadn't expected, Rick.
Yeah.
He's
It's a
not.
new
He is-
flavor.
He's a Kanye lover.
Oh,
It's a special circle of hell
Not
Yeah.
even
that
love.
Dante couldn't even have dreamed of.
no,
We're gonna hear
he didn't,
James.
he didn't make it there.
We're gonna hear James try
Yeah.
to crawl his way out of it.
James reporting
James.
live from the Kanye level of hell.
How are you doing?
Poor Kanye spin. Easy money. Okay?
Let's
You
do
know
it.
Jesus Walks. Okay?
No.
The albums he made. Classics.
Nope.
Fuck you mean.
Nope. We said you can't talk about the music.
No.
We took music off the table. Talk about Kanye.
Yeah,
Alright.
talk about the great things he's done off stage.
I have no clue what he's done off stage.
Right. I bet you could name some of the shitty things he's done off stage. Off the top of your head, I bet you could. Can you name any good things he's done off stage? We'll focus on that.
That's just a media
Hey man,
bias.
he is.
It's a
BAM!
media
No,
bias.
he can control. He has millions. If he wants people to see shit, they will. Millions of people follow him. He could just put shit out.
Hey, he
Aren't
is
you Googling
bringing.
this
You
right
haven't
now,
seen
Rick?
it?
He is bringing cultures together.
Maybe.
African Americans and Donald Trump. That is cultures.
No, that's not.
That is two different cultures.
No, one of those is not a real culture.
Donald Trump is definitely a culture, and you can't say African Americans not.
I don't
But
think
Donald Trump
James
is
said it.
definitely a culture in modern America.
I chuckled.
I don't think
James
Donald
said it though.
Trump-
Just so we're clear.
I don't think Donald Trump is a culture.
Oh yeah, you've not
I
been
think,
to the
I think
South.
there's a specific brand of people.
Have you even been to Eastern Washington?
Yeah, who would buy a steak
Dude.
with him? Man, we had this.
There are 3, maybe 4 states that this has come down to now. That if he doesn't hold, he'll lose. But most likely, he probably is going to hold. It's down to 4 states: Pennsylvania, Florida, Michigan, and
Gotta be
Who's he
Ohio.
going to lose to?
Ohio.
Just anybody?
That's
Ohio.
because if they were voting cake or death in Florida, it would be 49-51.
Pennsylvania is probably going to
Okay.
go Republican, so it's more
That is
likely
the
down to
most
Florida
disagreeable group of
and
people
Ohio.
ever because it is college kids
Yep.
and the ancient.
Yeah.
And there's such a huge gap between what's there that it doesn't matter what topic you're voting on, it is 49-51.
I mean, does it really make it fair? Just out of curiosity, so if you literally had a state like that, where it was nothing but old people, and in order to generate money in this state, basically you had a bunch of colleges everywhere. I think those old people have a legitimate gripe when they go, these college kids are coming here and voting for things in my state, basically, and then leaving in 3 years when they aren't affected by it at all.
Okay.
Our college kids are.
If you live in South
I would-
Carolina and then go to New York, go to NYU.
You know what? Call
and
it a
then
bias.
You're voting in New York, and then you're gone in 3 years. Or whatever, 4 years, or however long you're there for. And then you leave to you move somewhere else. You move to California. And what was the point of your vote in New York to the people that actually have been living?
One more, I am certain unpopular opinion that I will have of many is I don't care at that point. I would rather our country be led by the voices of college students than by the voices of the elderly.
No.
Yes, absolutely.
No, definitely not. You
Yes.
definitely cannot do that. Those people are idiots.
100% I believe
Those
that.
people are idiots. Okay, so frat boys. Frat boys should definitely be heard. I agree.
I would
That's a terrible
rather
idea.
our country be led by the ideas of college students than by the ideas of the retired.
I'm a Jordan Peterson prescriber. You gotta have.
And as I say that, I go to light my beer. Did you see that? Did you see that?
No.
I was like, and here is my point.
Awesome. Try to light his beer.
Oh.
Ridiculous. No, you gotta have both sides. That's the whole point of our society. It's why it's been working for so long. You have the right side who wants hierarchy. And the left side, the hierarchy always displaces people, no matter what. In every single hierarchy, there's always going to be displaced people. There's going to be winners, and there's unfortunately going to be losers. In every single hierarchy. In friends, in every single company, everywhere. You're going to have a hierarchy. So, the point of the left is to try to help those displaced people. You're trying to help that out. So the right wants the hierarchy to stay the same. This is how it's been. This is how it's been working great. It's been working this long so far. Let's just keep it this way. And the left is there to go, well, actually, if we just tweak it slightly, if we do this little thing, then all these disenfranchised people will be able to get back in the system and not be disenfranchised. And so it's this constant pull and tug to try to help, yes, you still want to maintain the hierarchy because that is what is, no matter, we have our problems, don't get me wrong, but we are the absolute best society there's ever been in the entire history of the world. Okay? When there were kings and monarchs and pharaohs, that was not people having a voice, not you having free speech. We definitely live in a great society for that. So if you have that, there's going to be twists and pulls, but it's the best it's been so far.
Okay, so I just want to point out that he just went, so there's the right and the left, and here's all these points for the right. Just saying, my one Republican homie.
What? How?
My one Republican homie.
What are you talking about? I said the left is there to help disenfranchised people. They're there to help the people that are broken from the system. They're there to help out to make sure that
but you spent several minutes going on about the right and how that's the way we were and that's the greatest society ever.
I said capitalism and the society we have now, the structure we have.
You never actually said capitalism.
Well, that's what I
You said the right.
No, I said the structure that we have.
Look, we know you're a closet Republican.
No, the hierarchy is what we all are we all wanting. This is how it's been. This is the U.S. society.
You also described the right as the hierarchy.
No, wanting to keep it the same. They want to keep the hierarchy the same.
And you're talking about how well that works.
They don't want to change. No. The whole point is that you want to help the disenfranchised.
Help me here. You know what he's saying.
Hierarchy just sounds bad.
It's what it is. No matter what.
You can't sell me on hierarchy.
Of course there is.
No.
In this hierarchy of friends, I have the equipment. So I bring the equipment.
Ricky, hierarchy,
so if you can't text me, then go ahead and bring the equipment.
How high level that is with white supremacy?
No, it's not.
You know how high level
that is baseline
hierarchy and white
society.
supremacy are?
That is baseline structure of society.
No. The thing is, no. You got the hierarchy wrong because we would all be just as entertained, if not more, if you didn't have any of this equipment and we were just sitting at the bar shooting pool having this same conversation. You got the hierarchy wrong. We're doing you a favor. You're the loser in this situation.
You might be right.
We're just helping you out.
I did get talked into buying all this shit. Sons of bitches. Either way,
I hope all of you listening are somehow just sending him piles of money because he's reaping the larger percentage of benefits of this super lucrative endeavor because he put out the money to get the microphones because I would have used my cell phone. I'm kind of a prick though, so
it's fine. That's fine then. I am the disenfranchised then. That is what the left is for. The left is there to help.
We helped you.
That is the whole point. You want to change.
Yeah.
No, you want to change.
Well,
you want to change the system. You want to help incorporate people.
Yes, that's why you're taking an extra percentage. That's your welfare.
Well, that's what
that is your welfare.
You know what? Sometimes you got to take it.
That's your socialism right there. You got
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll pick myself up on my bootstraps.
Yeah. That's good. But you wouldn't have survived, right? You wouldn't have done that.
I have to say, without not only welfare but charity systems in general, I would not have survived to this point. Food stamps. People don't think about it. Food stamps is welfare. I would not have made it here without food stamps. I don't have food stamps now, but I did a whole lot up to where I'm at now, and I don't know how I would have eaten. I can tell you how I would have eaten fucking ramen. I would have eaten a lot of ramen and McDonald's until McDonald's got so fucking expensive now that they think they're something special. Fuck McDonald's, by the way.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We unsponsor McDonald's.
Serious.
Whatever's the opposite of sponsoring them, fuck those guys.
We have a new sponsor. Folgers.
What?
Best pie waking up.
It's Folgers in your cup. It's terrible. When was the last time you've ever seen Folgers?
No. I was drinking coffee. I'm not a coffee guy.
We need to bring them back, bro. Folgers needs to come back.
We need to sponsor Folgers.
We need you.
They don't need sponsors.
We need you. You need to go to some foreign country like
Folgers
Mexico.
should sell their product at Blockbuster.
That's blood coffee.
Ooh,
they should work together.
It's blood coffee.
They should rise above.
Folgers is known for that. Yeah. That's what they specialize in. Is
you're blood diamonds. That's blood coffee.
They're not. They're good.
That's what you get. That's chopped down Brazilian rainforest blood coffee right there.
What? Chopped down rainforest for coffee?
Yeah.
You don't get coffee out of rainforest?
Not
you
till
can
you
try.
cut the rainforest down.
You know what? We won't know until we try it. Okay? we gotta look, we'll try to get these 150 acres and then we'll just keep going if you find some good stuff, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal.
Let's go. The 21st century thing to do is go vertical. Just start building plant buildings. Right?
Nah.
Right? Multi-layer fucking
this is America.
growing and shit.
I want some gasoline and some steel.
Somebody who makes a 50-layer fucking farm is going to make a lot more money than somebody who makes a 1-layer farm. I'll tell you that.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they probably will.
I don't think so. The weight itself.
Going vertical is going to be like the next
tier 3 grow operation absolutely makes more money than a tier 1 grow operation. That is proven. That is proven over and over in Washington.
Technically, yeah.
Yes.
3 times as much.
I guarantee you, Fat Panda absolutely destroys Avitas in sales.
Yeah. Why do you think Tonic?
And I love Avitas. Great product. Excellent product. Smaller farm. That's part of what makes them great. There's no way they touch Fat Panda. Sales Fat Panda's huge. They're ridiculous. They're the epitome of a top tier 3. I don't think they're the best weed out there. They're middle shelf. But that's what makes you the biggest one out there. You take up the whole middle shelf.
We could definitely all agree on this.
It's a good seller.
Shout out. Folgers.
To Folgers.
Yeah, Folgers, we're not gonna agree on
and Blockbuster and MTV. We really
R.I.P. MTV.
We are sending our thoughts and prayers now to MTV because we know that's the most valuable currency on the internet.
Unfortunately, the next step is going to be seeing Stan Lee.
Yeah. Yep. That's what happens right after you see the Avengers. Right after they come into your hospital room. The next day, you get to see Stan Lee.
You get to see Stan Lee.
It's fucked up.
Wow, your charger sucks. Fast charge. It's 47%. I'm going to flip it around the other way.
Was it at 0 when you started?
I'm at 10.
Yeah.
Flip it the other way. I hope it works better.
It might.
I'll try it. It's USB-C.
C. Universal.
So I flipped it around the other way. Sometimes
the C means cunt.
That's the point.
Whatever.
Sorry.
You know what? In South Africa, it's kunt.
Yeah.
And it's little girl. That's what it translates to. Little girl.
So if that's true,
K-U-N-T.
then was like, what does Kunta Kinte mean then?
Dude, this is going down a dark road.
Hold on, I'm just if that's an accurate translation, then like that's.
Well, I think
then what does that name translate to? You know what? We should Google Translate that.
I feel like he was probably most likely West African if we're gonna go there though. So I don't imagine that language would be anywhere near the same.
That's true.
Afrikaan.
That's true. At that point, would it not have been more of a disparate tribal languages? Would it not have been more disparate tribal languages rather than a... Okay. then they probably had nothing. It's just when you said it was coon, that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, wait a minute.
Afrikaans is the language in South Africa. There it is. But this is like the longest cliffhanger. Jesus. Tiger Woods wins master at Augusta.
Did he do it?
Breaking news.
He pulled it off?
Spoiler alert.
Because he was one down with like 9 holes left.
His first major title since 2000.
One down.
Yeah.
With 9 holes left. That's a half of the course. What?
Yeah, they go over days.
It's not hard to come back from one stroke.
All he has to do is fuck up once.
That's the point, though. He was in like
all the other dudes got to do who's one up on him is fuck up once.
Yeah, but these are the elite of the elite.
I know, and he's Tiger motherfucking Woods. He's
Tiger motherfucking Woods, y'all.
He's done this.
Who hasn't
This
won,
is not shit to him for 20 years.
Who
the
hasn't
thing is,
won since 2008.
The thing is, he's not going to be stressing. If he's one down, that's not going to stress him at that point.
Well,
because
he
this
got
is
his wifey situation worked out, so there's no more stress on him. You know what I mean?
more stress.
No more stress.
Oh, he had 100 problems. Now he's only got 99.
Yeah, Jay-Z's got that. You know what I'm saying?
They're
He's
still
got
the same
100
problems,
fucking problems. So at least he had one. He had 100.
They're still the same problems.
That's the problem. 99 problems plus 1.
Guaranteed he's fucking at least one of those 13 women we saw.
Sure.
Dude,
this is like the longest cliffhanger for secret government bases.
What does that mean?
Oh.
On the first break.
My wife's...
Oh, man. Shout out to government bases.
Yeah. Shout out.
Wait, no.
This is probably gonna be the last thing.
This
God,
is a shitty story
Hey,
from
are
the
we
very
gonna-
end of
Sure,
it.
Alexa fucked up all
again.
this shit, too. I already saw that.
Segue again, segue.
Yeah.
Are we gonna smoke something while we're doing this? Or you want to smoke? You want to smoke concentrate? You got a dab thing? Or you want to smoke this? Or
Dab Skianis.
you gotta smoke
Yes!
something while
I'll have to load it.
you tell us absolutely ridiculous story.
My wife
It's allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, unless you ask us and really like, if you like press our arm really and like twist it just the right way, then we might tell you.
I don't know
it's
anything.
Not allegedly, but it's allegedly.
I don't know anything.
So far.
For now.
She knows more about it, but the short version is her and a friend went walking down this like deserted country road off a ways from a park and like a tourist attraction, Blanchard Springs Caverns. Not to be too specific. But
Somewhere in the South.
Somewhere in the South. Google it. Anyway, they went walking down this road that just had it was like authorized personnel only or something like that, or just a do not cross. It was just like a little thin line across it.
So
No. But there's like a little thin line across it.
It's like employees.
And they're
only.
like, right, something like
Whatever.
that. And they're like, you know what? I've lived here for years, right beside this place. I've never been down that road. It's always just got this little and there's no reason you can't go past that. I mean, there's nothing that actually. So they parked and went to walk. Okay. They walked about a mile, just steady trudging along, talking, bullshitting down this road, as it meandered back through these woods until 3 or 4 guys came out of the woods, all at once, came up on them and was like, "You're not supposed to be here. You need to turn around and leave right now." They're like, "Oh, okay," and followed them all the way back out to their car. And my wife's dad, my father-in-law, she knows this better than I do, but he was either involved in or saw happening a whole bunch of this crazy building of something with a whole bunch of cement trucks down where Blanchard Springs Caverns is. Blanchard Springs Caverns is really deep, massive, beautiful caverns that you can go pay to walk through. But he says that secret sections of it are purposely blocked off and used as a government base. He's positive of it. I don't remember if he was actually involved in the building of it or if he saw the building of it or what was going on, but
Some shit going on?
She knows more about that.
No, there was also...
Anyway, what we're about to smoke
another...
is called Yum Sauce.
Sauce.
Well, there was also like fences
Keep that upright.
around some of the caverns
Shout out to all the sauce bosses.
that had...
2-second warm up. Then take a long, slow pull.
And also the dudes were in military outfits.
As I said, she can tell the story better. I wasn't actually there. Ooh. It's good stuff. And the device is awesome. It's called Yocan XL Quad Coil Concentrate Pen. It gives you super freaking fat ribs. I love this concentrate pen. It works good. It's not very expensive either. It's like $35-$40, something like that. And it's lasted a long time. Replacement coils are like $5. And I've never had one go out. I've only replaced it because I put so much concentrate through it. It didn't taste good anymore.
Steal. You got anything to add, James?
Oh, God.
How's your week been?
Boring as fuck, man. Shout out to Alaskan beer.
Shout out to Alaskan beer.
Fuck. R.I.P. I don't know. Rick's hopes and dreams.
My hopes and dreams.
For winning a pool game because he's about to get fucking wrecked.
Yeah, right. See, we always go to the casino. Dave had a fucking schedule, which is why our podcast is coming out late.
I know, right? Yeah, he's got him in the Sunday vibe. You see him Friday vibe?
Serious.
Shout out to Fridays.
It's a whole different thing, man. It's
See?
like, are there going to be more or less people?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Probably less.
There's going to be a lot of white people.
There's always a lot of white people.
That's a good point.
It's okay, though.
That's a good point.
I'm used to it. I just saw Aquaman the other day.
Did
I
you?
don't know why they're running for white people.
First gay superhero, bro.
I don't think he's gay.
He's
Definitely like
Aquaman is gay.
kiss some chick.
Mm.
Did you even see Aquaman though?
Yeah, I did, but it was more like a peck.
A peck?
You know, it wasn't like a.
They had a moment.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fish. You know what I mean?
He's not a fish.
Lives on water, bro. He's a fish.
He does both though.
I mean,
Savage, man.
so he's.
Did you watch the fucking movie yet?
I did, yeah. So he's by environment.
Yeah.
I don't believe. So he's fucking fish.
Oh no, he's the bridge.
That's what I'm saying,
okay.
bro. He's the bridge between fucking animals in the sea.
No, not the animals, man. There's fucking underwater people.
You'll get to see them.
Atlantis.
I don't believe it. I think it's a front.
You didn't believe it? God damn it.
Dude, I'm saying it's a front.
Justice League. Batman's about to come out.
Interdimensional child molesters.
Alright, Alex.
Working with Alex Jones. Or working with Aquaman. Just saying.
Yeah, turn the fog, yeah.
Dude, what else is gonna happen, bro? I mean, what else? What else could happen? If they're turning frogs gay, I mean, there's a flat earth. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I feel like you could turn frogs gay before you could turn the world flat.
But the world's already flat.
That's achievable.
And frogs are gay. So both are
frogs
true.
are gay. So true and true.
I'm just saying. Half the people out there that are listening are going to agree with us.
I believe that.
Yeah. David agrees and he doesn't even know what we're talking about.
If they're in Florida, yes, half of them agree.
That's what I'm saying.
49%.
Frogs are gay.
49%.
Just statistically. Just saying.
If you vote on anything in Florida, it's 49%.
Damn, shout out to Florida.
Shout out to Florida.
Out to Florida, man. You know how they had the thing online that they were like, type in Florida man in your birthday. See what pops up. Did you see that?
Yeah, dude.
Right? Mm-hmm. My wife told me about that. And she was like, I was like, let me check mine. Mine comes, okay, Florida man does some crazy shit.
Dude, they do. That's what I'm saying.
All right? Some of them are ridiculous. Mine, Florida man wins $2 million lottery.
Nice.
What?
Damn, he had a fucking good day the day I was
That's a
born.
dope
Shit. Yeah. Everybody, had some like bath salt induced attack of some kind. And on my birthday, he just wanted enough money to keep him doing crazy shit for the rest of the year.
Alright.
We'll cut it in an outro.
Yeah.
This is the outro.
Is it dope out?
Whatever, that's what you did to start it.
I'm good with that.
Fun.
Alright,
Also.
here's the outro. No. No.
I like David's. Son of a bitch.
You want me to beatbox the outro?
Yeah, beatbox it. Definitely.
Dope.
Seattle Smoke Show. Do it. What's the worst that can happen? We cut it out?
Now I'm giggling now. I can't do it.
Cricket. Let me get you warmed up. All right.
Okay, so
Cricket.
get my bongos.
Splash.
Trip.
Can you beatbox?
Avalanche.
No.
Our name.
This has been the Seattle. There you go. Do it. This has been a podcast brought to you by It's a Podcast Comedy Networks.
No.
It's the Seattle Smoke Show.
Shout out to us.